Hi girls, today I am going to discuss about the topic on the structure of C program. This is the structure of the C program. What the structure means, every C program should follow some format. That is called the structure of C program. This is the structure of the C program. The first section of the structure of C is documentation section, then link section, and then definition section and global declaration section and the main function and subprograms. The subprogram section may be start from function 1 to n number of functions you can add in C programs. Okay, this is the basic structure of C programs. Keep it in your mind that every C program must follow this structure. According to this structure only, the user write programs in C. Okay. The first section is documentation section. The documentation section means is the part of the program where the programmer gives the details associated with the program. The programmer gives the name of the program or the details of the author and other details like the time of coding and description. Okay, the documentation section means the programmer gives some details associated with the program. Example, name of the program, the name of the author, the details of the author, or the time of coding, when the program was coded, like that was given using the command line. This is the example of command line. This is the single command line. This is start with the backslash and an asterisk, and here the documentation section. In the documentation section, what it was given here is addition of two numbers. This is the name of the program is given here in this documentation section. Okay, the command line, single line command line means start with a slash and then asterisk and the name of the program or the name of the author, anything, and then it ended with asterisk and then a slash. Okay, this is the documentation section in C. The second one is the link section. The link section means this part of the code is used to declare all the header files that will be used in the program. Okay, what are all the header files you needed for that particular programs are declared in the link section using the hash include stdio.h is called the this is the header file. This is the standard input output header file. For example, if you use the scanf and printf and scanf and printf statements in your program, you should link this header files in your program. Okay, this part of the code is used to declare all the header files that will be used in the program. This leads to the compiler being told to link the header files to the system libraries. Okay, because the compiler is a program, it's going to convert the high level language programs into machine language. Okay, so this leads to the compiler being told to link the header files to the system libraries. Okay, this is the example of one link statement hash include stdio.h. This is a standard input output library files are linked to your program by using this statement. The third one is definition section. In this section we define different constants by using the keyword define. Okay, is used in this part. This is called the definition section. In this section we define different constant values because throughout the program the value of the pi cannot change. You also note that the value of the pi is 3.14. It does not change. Okay, the keyword hash define is used to declare this part. Okay, and the next section is global declaration section. This part of the code is the part where the global variables are declared. Global variables means if you declared a variable above the main function, it could be used throughout the program in the main function and also in the sub functions. Okay, you need not to declare again in the main program and in the subprogram function. So this is called the global variables. Global declaration section is used to declare global variables. All the global variables used declared in this part. The user defined functions are declared in this part of the code. For example, in global declaration section, two things are you declared. One is the global variable, another one is the user defined functions. In this example, you can see this is the header file, and then this is the before the void, before the main function. If you declare any variable, that variable is called the global variable. Here in this program, int is an integer type, a is the variable name, it holds the value 10. Here a is the global variable. Okay, because a variable that declared before the main function is called the global variable here. And then this is the user defined function. This function also declared before the main function. This means these two, this function and the variables are used within the main function and also in the sub functions. Okay. The main function is the execution. Main function is divided into two parts. The first one is the declaration part. The second one is execution part. After the global declaration section, the fifth one is the main function. The main function is divided into two types. One is the declaration part. The other one is execution part. Here the fifth one is the main function. The main function is within the main function, the coding or written in the main function only. The main function is divided into two parts. One is the declaration part, the second one is the execution part. The declaration part is the part where all the variables are declared. Okay. In the declaration part, the variables are declared. In the execution part, begins with curly braces and ends with curly close brackets. Okay. Both the declaration and execution part are inside the curly braces. For example, here you can see this is the main function. The main function is divided into two parts. Here this is the declaration part. Declaration part. In this declaration, I declared three variables A, B, C. In the three variables are in the data type of integer. Okay. Now this is the execution part. Here the execution part, I add the two numbers and store it in variable C. Okay. This is called the main function. In the main function, both the declaration part and execution part inside the curly braces. Here I start this curly brace. After the print statement, I close this curly braces, but it's not shown on the screen. But we have to close this bracket too. Okay, this is the main function. The last one is the subprogram section. All the user defined functions are defined in this section of the program. Okay, all the user defined functions are defined in this section of the program. So some programs have subprograms, some programs doesn't have subprograms, it depending upon the program. Okay, so here it's an example of a subprogram. It is also this is a user defined function, so user can choose any name for this function, and the coding or written inside this braces only. So this is the example program of a C program. This is the program to find the area of the circle. Here this is the documentation section, this is link section, this is definition, global declaration, the main function. The main function is divided into two parts. The first one is declaration and the execution part. Okay. This is the subprogram function here. I show you in a neat picture here. This is the example program of area of circle. Here you can see this is the command line. In using the command line, you can give the documentation section. Documentation section is used to give the name of the program or author of the program or details of the program, etc. But it given using the command line only. Okay. Now this is the link section. In the link section, you can link the header files, what are all needed to your program. Okay. Here this in this program, it has two header files. One is stdio.h, another one is con.io, console.io.h. stdio.h means standard input output, con.io means console input output, h means the header file. Okay, this is the link section, and then this is the definition section. Definition section means what I told. what are all the constants, constant values used in your program or declared using the hash define keyword. This is the variable pi. The value of pi does not change. It's a constant value 3.14. Though this is the definition section, and then this is the global declaration. Here this is the user defined function only declared in this example, but some variables also declared according to the program. You can do it. This is the main function. The main function has divided into two types. The first one is declaration part, the second one is execution part. In this is the declaration. The variable is radius and is declared in the data type integer. Okay, here this is the subfunction name, area of radius. This is the subfunction name. The subfunction is defined here, void area int, or this is also the subfunction also written within the curly brackets. Okay, this is the structure of the C program. Every C program should be follow this structure only. Okay, I hope you all understand the concept of structure of a C program. Thank you, girls.